Alright, what's going on? Welcome back. A little update on what I'm doing here. So, I'm working on the Thunderbird right now. And I got the, doing a couple different things on this car. It's been to several shops, now it's here. Right here in this bad boy, this is where the switches are for the windows. All the original switches are kind of wore out, but this is one of those, it's like a one model year that they had this switch in the car. They must have found out they had problems way back then with them. So you can see here, so these are the old switches on this side, and then this is the new guy. A little different. I had to modify the, I took some screws and I cut them so they're only maybe that long. Then I drilled a little tiny pilot hole, just enough to get this started since it doesn't have the point anymore, self-start. Then did both sides and it's just flush enough. It fit right in there nicely. And that'll be his new switch installed right there. And you can see, use it all day. It was a Chinese switch, but dormant, nothing else exists. So what I had to do here is, this is how normally, it's the normal wiring, so you can see these. So this gray wire right here, this gray wire right there, that guy is hot, this guy is ground. These two are different signal wires for up or down. Now on this one, they have the ground and the hot are connected to these pins up here sideways like this. So what that does is when you reverse the switch, that's what's able to give you up or down on this one. So what I had to do on this guy is that this one's visible even. On this guy, only the ground side or the hot, it doesn't really matter. The ground side is the only one that's bridged. So what I did is I'm going to bridge the hot, put this on here. This is my other signal, and this is my ground. So what I had to do, these pins are different too, they're bigger, so I have to make new leads too. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the now hot right here, and I'm actually jumping it to this pin here. And that's going to allow me to have up or down movement. Before I only had down, I think, no matter which way you put it, until you actually bridge this over here. And I was able to find that out, just some testing. You can use a multimeter and read ohms, which is that setting right there. So you can do ohms, or if you are fancy like me, here, look it up. This guy here, and that cord comes to my power probe. So I have this. It's a power probe basic guy, but it's a circuit. It's a tester, and so if I go here, see, I could test ground. If I test ground, it gives me a green light. If I test positive, I get a red light. It also gives me an exact number. It's really hard to read on the screen there, but I can also give power, give ground with this switch. Then on top of it, set down. So on top of that, connected to the probe right here, the base, is a ground lead. So with that, you can hook this up to one circuit. So I can hook this up to, let me just show you, switch here. If I hook this up to this guy, and I put it on that pin there. Now what I can do, it's really hard to one hand. a little box. So what you could do is if you take it now, and I already kind of know what's going on, but if you look here, nothing there, nothing there, but this pin it gets hot. So that pin right there, when you get that light like that, that means that these two pins are actually connected. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but these two pins are actually connected when you do that. So this is actually, it's an ohm tester too in a way. You just don't get an actual ohm reading. It just tells you whether or not it's hot. But this is also nice because you got a whole circuit, so I could be like, well, let me just sparky real quick, and you know, and I could do that and make some sparks. See that, how I made sparks? Because I'm shorting the circuit right there. But so I was able to test what ends up happening when I push up or down on the switch. One of these pins will die away. So if I put that there and I hit up, if you can see the thing. Oh, there it goes. So I hit up and I lost it. But if I hit down and do it, it's still there. But see, that one doesn't do anything because I'm on a signal pin. But if I put this on this pin here, my ground pin, you'll see both of these on the original switch. Both of these are actually hot, so that's how I knew this is the new switch here. But when I hit this either one other way or the other, so I hit it one way, I hit it up, that gets hot. I hit this down, that one's gonna get it. So I was able to test it and figure it out, and then I was finally able to figure out that this is missing a side of the circuit the way they wired that in. So by bridging that over like I did, I'm able to get the window to work. So it's one of those things, not the best with electrical, but I was able to figure it out. This car's pretty freaking clean. Just had a beautiful Riviera leave here. Took a little bit of, that one wasn't in and out, we just had like one hose we had to build for him, and that was it. Love this suicide doors. That shit is fucking sick. For the ladies, you know, getting in and out. Oh, here you go, ladies. Jump in the back. I was talking to another guy, he says this is back in the day. This was like the poor man's Continental. If you couldn't afford a Continental, you got a Thunderbird. So that's where I'm at. I gotta do all these switches and I gotta wire all pigtails in. A couple of the wires, the way they did it too, they, like on two of the switches right here, they have the ground leads. Like I have to wire those in. I don't know why they did it that way, but instead of being in a nice pigtail. But I'm gonna leave these pigtails and cut this end off, and either, I don't know if I'm gonna add wire. I think I'll add some wire and then make it a little easier, and I'll solder those and then do some nice connectors up here. That I gotta find something that'll fit these pins nicely, and I'll make some nice connectors for that. But other than that, got a bunch of shit out. Audi is back on the rack. Got a lot of shit done on it. I just ordered some more parts for it, and yeah, finally getting some of this stuff going. Got a dash out of this Lincoln right there. It's well, that's the Galaxy, but this dash goes in that Lincoln SUV thing. 2011 already needs an evap. Actually, the evap was leaking. He didn't want to do it, and then the heater core went out. Just really bad luck on that guy, and so we ended up having to pull the whole dash anyway. So now he's got a new heater core, all the AC is new, and it's been a boatload of money. But that's actually an interesting story. That one, that car, it's super clean.